Welcome to Joyfully Unstoppable, the podcast for women who are ready to lead boldly, live lightly, and reclaim their joy. Whether you're leading a team, a classroom, a boardroom, or your own big, beautiful life, I am so glad you found us. I'm your host, Becky Ham, leadership coach, speaker, and founder of Women Lead Well. After years of high-level leadership, I discovered that success doesn't have to come at the cost of your peace, your values, or your well-being. Each week, we'll explore what it means to lead with clarity, confidence, and authenticity, even in a world that tells you to hustle harder and prove your worth. You carry a lot. Let's help it feel lighter. Have you ever had a day where everything looked fine on the outside, but inside you felt like you were hanging on by a thread? You weren't sick, you weren't sad, you weren't even apparently all that stressed, but you felt foggy and reactive, kind of emotionally thin, like the smallest request might send you over the edge. That's not weakness. That's your body budget talking. The term body budget comes from neuroscience and describes the total energy, physical, emotional, mental, your brain allocates every day to keep you functioning. Every email you answer, every meeting you navigate, every boundary you hold or break comes with a cost. And just like with money, if you're spending more than you're earning, you go into debt. Most women in leadership operate from a constant energy deficit, overextended, overcommitted, and overwhelmed. And the kicker? We've been told to just push through it, to hustle harder, smile bigger, power pose our way into a better mindset. Your nervous system ain't buying it. In this podcast episode, we will explore what the body budget is, why it matters so deeply to your leadership, and how learning to manage it can help you lead with more presence, clarity, and joy. Because when you care for your energy, you don't just feel better, you lead better. And that changes everything. So, what is a body budget? The term body budget may sound like wellness jargon, but it's grounded in neuroscience. And once you understand it, man, it changes the way you think about stress, emotion, and energy management. Body budget was coined by neuroscientist Dr. Lisa Feldman Barrett. It refers to the brain's continuous effort to predict and regulate your internal systems, things like your heart rate, hormones, blood sugar, immune response, and more. In short, your brain is constantly managing the resources your body needs to survive and thrive. Obviously, this isn't a conscious process. It's happening every day behind the scenes, all day, every day. Just like a financial budget tracks income and expenses, your body budget tracks energy deposits and withdrawals. Everything you do, every choice, interaction, emotion either adds to your energy reserves or drains them. Difficult conversation with a coworker? Withdrawal. A nourishing meal or a quiet moment of breath work? Deposit. Running on 5 hours of sleep and 3 cups of coffee? Major overdraft. When your body budget is balanced, you feel grounded, alert, and capable. But when it's depleted, when you're in a chronic state of deficit, you feel scattered, reactive, overwhelmed, emotionally numb. That's not about being weak or sensitive, it's biology. Your nervous system is signaling we're at a reserve. Understanding your body budget is a game changer because it reframes so many leadership challenges not as personal failures, but as physiological cues, right? That moment you snapped in a meeting, or zoned out during a strategy session, or felt like inexplicably anxious, is that just me? That wasn't poor leadership. It was your brain budgeting for survival. So learning how to notice, honor, and replenish your body budget isn't just a personal wellness practice, though it is really important, it is also a leadership imperative. Now let's talk about why the body budget matters for leaders, if it's not already obvious. Leadership isn't just about what you do, it's about how you show up. And how you show up is directly tied to how resourced your nervous system is. And now here's the truth that most leadership training ignores. You can have all the strategy, all the experience, best vision in the world, but if your body budget's in the red, it will sabotage your best intentions. Your nervous system becomes the filter through which every decision, conversation, conflict is processed. When you're depleted, even small stressors can feel overwhelming. And of course, it compounds over time. Now, when your budget is balanced, you lead from a place of grounded clarity. Think about the last time you snapped at a colleague, couldn't find the words in a meeting, or felt paralyzed by a small decision. It probably wasn't a lack of skill or preparation. More likely than not, your nervous system was in protection mode. It was trying to conserve energy from a state of deficit. When your brain senses threat, even an emotional threat like criticism or failure, it reroutes resources away from connection and creativity toward survival and defense. That's why body budget depletion can show up like reactivity instead of responsiveness, micromanaging instead of trust, overfunctioning instead of delegating, people-pleasing instead of boundary setting, exhaustion disguised as indecision or apathy. It's not a personal flaw, it's physiology. And you've heard me talk about these things a lot, right? This is an underlying theme of Women Lead Well, is the people-pleasing and the overfunctioning and all of it. And those are all indicators that our body budget is in the red. Emotional intelligence, empathy, innovation, wise decision-making, these are not just mental skills. They require physical energy. They draw from your internal budget. You can't consistently lead well from a place of chronic deficit, no matter how hard you try or however hard you want. This is the missing link in so much of modern leadership advice, that it's not just about changing your thoughts or building better habits. It's about learning to steward your energy so your leadership is rooted in sustainability, not sacrifice. By this point, you might be asking, what drains your body budget? I would love to tell you. If your body budget is the fuel that powers your leadership, it's worth getting clear on what's depleting it, especially those sneaky, chronic drains that most women leaders normalize. Because it's not just the big stressors that lead to burnout. It's those 1,000 small withdrawals you make each day without even realizing it. And for women in leadership, many of those come from the invisible labor and internalized pressure. Here are some of the most common energy drains that quietly chip away at your body budget. 1, emotional labor, managing not only your own emotions, but also the moods, reactions, and comfort of everyone around you, your family, your friends, your team. If you're the one smoothing conflict, making sure that people feel heard, or holding the emotional tone for your entire team, it's costing you, even if no one else sees it. 2, decision fatigue. The mental load of constant decision-making, what to delegate, how to phrase an email, when to speak up, it all takes a toll. Especially when perfectionism is there whispering in your ear that every decision must be right. 3, context switching. Bouncing between meetings, inboxes, platforms, people fractures our focus and exhausts the brain. Multitasking might feel efficient, but it's expensive in terms of energy. 4, unresolved imposter syndrome. That low hum of self-doubt, constantly proving yourself, performing worthiness, second-guessing your ideas. It quietly drains your reserves, even on days that look productive. 5, boundary violations, including self-betrayal, when you violate your own boundaries. Every time you override your needs to avoid disappointing someone, say yes when you mean to say no, or push through when you actually need to rest, you make a withdrawal from your emotional and physical accounts. 6, chronic overfunctioning. When you are always the reliable one, the capable one, the fixer, it's easy to become everyone's safety net and no one's priority. That level of responsibility may be rewarded externally, but internally, it's expensive. Even positive things like public speaking, big goals, exciting new opportunities can impact your body budget. Growth costs energy too, right? That doesn't mean you should avoid it. It means you need to replenish what it takes. The point isn't to eliminate every drain. I mean, that's not realistic. The point is to name them, because awareness is powerful. When you can spot what's costing you, you can start making intentional choices that protect your reserves and support more sustainable leadership. Now let's talk about how to replenish and protect your body budget. Let's be clear, tending to your body budget isn't indulgence, it's leadership. It's not about doing less or lowering the bar. It's about sustaining the clarity, energy, and presence your role requires. Women Lead Well is founded on those three principles, cornerstones, joy, sustainable, and authentic leadership. And when you tune into your body budget and protecting your body budget, one, that is sustainable. And because you're doing what works for you, you're authentic. And because you now are building that reserve, it is so much easier for you to tap into your joy. This isn't indulgent. It's about what makes leadership work over the long term. It's not lowering the bar. It's simply the fact that you can't pour from an empty cup. You know it. We all know. We say it, but we don't do it. But when your nervous system feels rested, when it feels resourced, you make better decisions. You know you do. You listen more deeply. You lead with calm authority, and you access the joy that brought you to leadership in the first place. Now, here are a few core practices to help replenish and protect your body budget in ways that are realistic, even for women with full plates. Nourishment that stabilizes. Eat in a way that supports your blood sugar balance and sustained energy. Leadership requires fuel. Skipping meals, relying on caffeine and adrenaline might get you through a deadline, but it is not a sustainable pattern. And hey, I have recovered from this myself. I can't tell you the number of times I've skipped lunch and come home crankier than I should. My husband will be like, "What is with you?" And it will be because I haven't eaten all day long. Those days are behind me, and they should be behind you too. Gentle nourishment is a daily deposit. Now let's talk about rest that actually restores. Sleep matters, but so does rest that isn't sleep. The quiet restorative moments where your nervous system can downshift. That might look like a walk without your phone. It might be 5 minutes of deep breathing between meetings. It might be giving yourself permission to not be productive for a minute and just sit. We have movement that regulates. I mean, you don't have to train for a marathon. What your nervous system needs is movement that feels good. Stretching, dancing, yoga, walking, anything that reminds your body that you're safe and supported. That will boost your energy and presence. You need boundaries that protect. Boundaries aren't walls, they're energy filters. Every time you honor your yes and your no, you communicate to your brain, "I matter. My needs are valid." That message alone is a powerful deposit into your body budget. How about rituals that regulate? Anchor your day with small, repeatable habits that calm your nervous system and signal safety. A morning check-in with yourself, a few deep exhales before a tough conversation, a grounding song before a team meeting. These aren't just nice extras, they shape how you show up. Your energy is a limited resource. The goal is not to get rid of all the stress, but to balance output with restoration. Leadership doesn't have to be a constant drain. When you choose to care for your body budget, you lead from fullness, not fumes. That's what sustainable leadership is all about. Again, it's a core of the business of Women Lead Well. When your body budget is balanced, everything changes. You communicate more clearly, you listen more deeply, you respond rather than react. You find yourself feeling more present in meetings, more creative in problem solving, more confident with your voice, and perhaps, most importantly, you enjoy your work again. Because when your nervous system feels safe and resourced, you feel like you, and your team feels it too. Leading from a regulated, replenished state creates ripple effects far beyond your own well-being. It gives the people around you permission to slow down, to be human, and for them to lead with more compassion too. It models a new kind of leadership, one that doesn't equate burnout with success. When you have a healthy body budget, you speak up without spiraling afterwards or looping over what you said and whether you should have said it different. You notice your triggers instead of getting hijacked by them. You delegate with trust rather than guilt. You hold boundaries and still feel connected. You access creativity, empathy, and decisiveness, all hallmarks of excellent leadership. This is how we shift from overextended and reactive to grounded and effective. It's how we reclaim leadership from an exhaustion culture and redefine what it means to lead well as women, as humans, as whole people. The truth is, you don't need to do more to become a better leader. You need to be more resourced, more supported, more in rhythm with your body and its needs. And it all starts by tapping into your body budget. You've been taught that good leadership means pushing through, showing up no matter what, and doing more with less, but your body knows better. Leadership that's joyful, sustainable, and authentic starts in the body, not in your to-do list, your calendar, or your strategy deck. It starts with listening to the quiet cues your nervous system sends. It starts with honoring your limits, not as weaknesses, but as wisdom. Your body budget is the hidden engine behind how you lead, connect, and show up. When it's in deficit, everything feels harder. But when you begin to notice the drains, protect your energy, and build in regular deposits, man, you access a new kind of power. Steady, grounded, deeply effective. You don't have to burn out to prove your worth. You don't have to abandon yourself to lead well. Just start by asking, what is one small deposit I can make to my body budget today? Then do it consistently, compassionately, courageously. Because when you lead from a place of wholeness, everyone around you benefits, including you. Now, if this episode spoke to you, I'd love for you to share it with a friend who's running on empty. We need more women leading from alignment, not adrenaline. And if you're ready to begin your burnout recovery journey, stay tuned. I'm launching a new 12-week program called Frantic to Flourishing later this summer. So make sure you're on the email list so you don't miss the launch. You can also grab one of our free tools. We've got the mental load reset. We've got the weekly reset routine at www.womenleadwell.net. And they'll be linked in the show notes below. They are a gentle, powerful way to begin reclaiming your capacity. Remember, joyful, sustainable, and authentic leadership is possible. You deserve to flourish. Until next time, I'm Becky Ham, and this is Joyfully Unstoppable.